Hi guys, I'm Chelsea Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I got my go-to summer look, then keep watching and let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my go-to summer look. This is kind of the everyday makeup that I've been doing, and I want to look done up and put together, and I want that summer glow, but I'm also not trying to look extra in any way. I'd really urge you to subscribe. If you hit the subscribe button below and the bell next to it, you'll be alerted anytime I post new videos. I am a new YouTuber, so your support would mean the absolute world to me. And I'm also really open to your feedback. What kind of videos you want to see? What you think I could be doing better or might be doing wrong? Does my lighting look weird to you? I don't know. I'm still figuring it all out. What you have to say matters. Just like a thumbs up or thumbs down. Just like a nice temperature check would be super helpful to me. I'd love to hear from you below and see those subscribers go up, up, up. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in my apartment by myself talking to a camera, which is kind of exactly what I'm doing, whether people subscribe to my channel or not. Let's just like hope for the best. I've been using the same two primers every day this summer. I'm using the NYX Honey Dew Me Up Primer. This is really great for my oily skin. It's very sticky in nature, so that is like good for me for two reasons. It makes the makeup stick to my face instead of slide off when it's like a humid 83 degrees, like I'm pretty sure it is right now. Second thing is that it kind of acts as a barrier. Like my skin is very oily and it's also very sensitive, so I've noticed that when I have the NYX Honey Dew Me Up Primer on is like my very first base, then anything else I put on top of it, I get away with a little more. But this is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I believe this retails for $38. I'm obsessed with this. Oily skin can look greasy very easily. There's like a limit to the kind of like dewy products that I can kind of work with on my skin, but this just gives me the most beautiful natural glow, either on like really low makeup days when I might only use like concealer on some of my redness and run out the door. I like to put this under it because I just feel like it gives me like this like natural sheen that doesn't look like super grease face. The reason that I brought that up is because this product is not 100% non-comedogenic. I forget the way they phrased it. I think they said we cannot say that this product is totally non-comedogenic at this time, or some other word that essentially means the same thing. And I do notice that if I wear this primer without Honey Dew Me Up underneath it, I feel like my skin, my pores just feel like they get a little bit congested. It doesn't cause like any kind of crazy bumpy breakouts. I'm sure most people can use this product without having any negative reaction at all. I'm just really sensitive. So that just kind of speaks to how great the Honey Dew Me Up Primer is. It keeps makeup on your face. It also acts as a barrier between your face and other products that you maybe don't want seeping into your pores. I'm going to really wet my beauty blender because I'm going to be going in with the Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. I'm in shade 1.0, and to me, this foundation is satin, natural. It is not matte. It is kind of like my perfect foundation for the summer because I do have oily skin. I don't want to be wearing any foundation that pretty much ever claims to be glowy or dewy, but I'm not trying to look like matte like a piece of paper in the summer. I love the Urban Decay foundation. However, it is tricky to apply. Like if you want something super easy to work with, this is probably not for you. I have found that a really damp beauty blender and working very quickly in small parts of the face is the best way for me to do this. This dries down really quickly and it can get stuck on parts of my face. You know, you have to make the decision that's right for you when it comes to foundation. I feel like I'm living for this right now because I already purchased it, but in all likelihood, I'm not going to purchase it again. I'm going to be on a hunt for a product that works just as well for my skin, but is easier to work with. So as you can see, I'm going just like spot by spot on my face at a time. This dries down and it just looks like it is an extension of your skin. If this beauty blender wasn't as damp as it is, and when I say damp, I mean like the closest damp can get to wet without just being wet. If it wasn't that damp, I would be like buffing out lines stuck to my skin right now. like Shape Tape does the same thing to me. If I don't have a really wet beauty blender, it's like, put me down, blend me out, I dare you. It's hard for me to gauge how much product I'm actually using, and I feel like it's more than ideal. I think in general, the more times you have to pump or squeeze a foundation, even if you're doing it in small amounts, you're like inevitably using more product than something that like gives you more work time. So next I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. Come on! I am shade Bare Neutral. Just hitting like any place that I regularly have redness. My complaints about the Shape Tape are the amount of work time that you get, not my favorite, and also I feel like for what it needs to be, it's a little too drying. I love a mattifying, drying product, don't get me wrong, my skin's so oily, like it needs that, but Shape Tape is so thick and so full coverage, which is great, but I think like any product that's that thick and that full coverage, like it has to be a little bit moisturizing, otherwise like it's just gonna look cakey and dry. And it's like, I have really oily skin, so if I'm having that problem with it, like how are people who have dry skin even using it? So I'm going to be taking my Olivia Lane large fan brush, and I'm going to pick up this lighter color from the Pacifica Coconut Blush Infused Blush Palette that I got in my July Ipsy. For my skin tone, this is absolutely a bronzer shade. It is not a blush, but boy, is it a beautiful bronzer. So I'm going to be dipping into that and using that to be my contour. I'm not really big into contouring in the summer months. It's like bronzer does the trick. I don't want to look like beat to death. And I'm just putting that on my cheekbones, going a little bit above as opposed to like right on, so that I don't get that like muddy weighed down look. Also, like when you think about bronzer is supposed to be like the spots of your face that are bronzed from the sun. And so it has to be the part of your face that like when the sun is coming down, like actually hits you. So that's like the tops of your cheekbones to the middle, not below them. I'm not setting anything with powder this summer. I feel like it just clogs my pores because of the heat and the humidity, and also I don't want, like I said, that like super matte look. At the very end of the makeup look, I'll just kind of like take a look at my face and be like, are there any places that look super oily that need to be handled, and just put a little bit of powder there, but otherwise I leave it alone. I also find that without setting it, like without setting foundation and my under eyes, things like my bronzer or my eyeshadow or whatever I'm putting on top of it stick down a little better, and in the summer I need all the help I can with things sticking in place. Doing just the littlest bit of nose contour. Now the only thing I'll do for like a real contour is I'll go find my natural cheekbone and just stick the point of my beauty blender with a little bit of concealer stuck in there, and I'll just like re-dig out that line like that. Doesn't have to be the most precise thing in the world. I'll blend it out again at the end once I have blush on, but that I feel like cuts out the natural line of my cheeks in a sufficient way. Okay, now I'm going to go in with blush. Good question. Which blush? So I think what I want to do is go in with my BH Cosmetics Classic Blush Palette. This is like $6.99 on the BH Cosmetics website. BH Cosmetics is the best brand ever. Not only are they inexpensive, they do these like great bundle deals. Like I remember I got this and a bunch of other BH products in a deal where if I spent $35 on the website, I got this Carli Bybel shadow and highlight palette for free. Usually when a company does like a free gift giveaway with purchase, you have to first of all at least purchase $50 worth of merchandise, and second of all, the size of the palette that they're giving away is like this big or usually like this big. The fact that this entire palette, 21 color eyeshadow and highlight palette, was free is incredible. And this palette, it's not like it was going out, like they still sell this palette on their website. It was just like a killer deal. So I highly recommend checking out BH Cosmetics, and especially doing their mailing list, because that's when you get the emails being like, we have the best sale ever. And a lot of brands say that they have great sales, and then you like click on it and you're like, did you raise your prices just to lower your prices with the red slash through them? BH, it's real. They have the best sales. Ending rant with BH, I'm going to go in with my classic blush palette because I love this like peachy color right here. Then I'm going to go in a little bit with the darker color of the coconut blush. And I'm going to finish off with this shimmery blush topper. This has been my summer go-to. It's like my transition from my blush colors to my highlight. It's like my in-between. So I'm just going to go very, very lightly. I feel like I'm so pale that no matter what I do on camera, it looks like I'm not really putting that much on. But up close, it's like, grr. I probably don't need to go additionally in with the Pacifica, but it's new and I like playing with it, so doing it. Just putting this like closer up on the cheekbone to like deepen the contour I already am going. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm basically giving myself a makeup sunburn, but I don't hate it. Now I'm going back in to this like shimmery blush topper color. This palette has other ones like this too. Like this one right here is shimmery and this one right here. This area gets into like too deep for my skin tone for blush. I have goals of using some of these as eyeshadow colors. Like I think this like really dusty looking rose color, it looks more brown. There we go. This color I think would look great as an eyeshadow. But this is a great palette to have if you're a working artist and you're going to be blushing many different skin tones. So this is the part where I take a look at my face and I go, does anything need to be like mattified or set that hasn't already been done so by my bronzer and my blush? I've been using my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation Antioxidant Rich Matte Rose Petal Finish Powder in Fair. I got this puppy at Marshall's. It was like a, once in a while you have one of those where you're like, is it real? And then you like look around like, this was one of those. I've been having really good Marshall's finds lately. I also got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prison Palette there for $14.99. I don't know what it is, but every setting powder that I use breaks me out or like chunks up and gets disgusting. Is it my skin? Probably. People like rave about the Maybelline Fit Me. That shit turns into lumps on my face. I don't know. A powder foundation sets stuff for me and works with my skin a lot better than like a loose setting powder. Whatever cocoa powder is in this is like, So I'm just going to go on the nose area, around the mouth, and in the T-zone area. And then I'm going to use this brush to like just buff out. Alright, moving on to the eyes. I've mentioned it already. In this look, I'm not doing any kind of eye primer or any kind of BS like that because, don't get me wrong, I love a hella beat face. But I also love being realistic in my real life and walking into a laundromat and not feeling eyes on me like, what is this bitch doing with her face so beat at the laundromat? You know what I mean? So there are certain things like a cut crease, eyeshadow primer, liquid highlighter drops, false lashes. Like, there's a time and place. Boy, do I love those times and places. Plenty of my videos, I'll do that stuff. But like on a go-to summer look, like I'm not, the truth is, like, I'm not doing that. And like, you can achieve a beautiful glowy summer look without doing that either. And it will also save you money. So that's why I'm like, not going there today. I'm gonna go ahead and put this shade right here in as a transition shade all over my crease. These shadows, like, they really do the work for you, especially the lighter colored or like more neutral colored ones. When it's not super dark, like the blend just like happens on its own. I like to do my under eye mirroring my lid. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this like taupey, cool brown color further in the crease. And then I'm gonna go in with this like mauvey color right here. And that's just gonna go in the outer corner, and I'm gonna bring it a little bit onto the lid. Oh, and I have a dry blade. Because it's summer, I do want to do a little bit of shimmer on the lid. So I'm going to go in with this color right here. This is like a champagne color. I'm going to pop that on with my finger. I find that the foiled shadows from BH look beautiful with the finger. You don't have to bother wetting a brush. You can just pop it on. If you need more precision, by all means, they look beautiful with a wet brush. But, you know, for like an everyday summer look, it's just not necessary. And I'd rather wash my hands than wash another brush. And then I'm going to go in with this color right here, and I'm just going to pop that like on the outer corner so that we get a cool looking color shift. I'm going to go in with the same brush I've been using with more of that champagne color and just lightly diffuse the edges between. It's very subtle, just like blending a little bit there. In the summer, I prefer not to have any liner because I feel like that like glowy, dewy, wide-eye look for me immediately gets like this like heavy nighttime vibe put on it when I have any kind of liner. I think it's because I have pretty large eyes and they're dark. That might not be true for you. I could easily see, I wouldn't do black during the day, but any other color liner with this look. I'm going to hop on over to do my highlight, and then I'm going to do my brows and my mascara. For highlight, I'm going to, again, use the Carli Bybel palette. You can see this champagne color highlight. I use it all the time. This is my like go-to base highlight for my cheeks and above my brows. This like blends really nicely in with that like blush topper color from the blush palette that I showed you before. My skin is really fair, so I have limited options when it comes to like the highlight shades I can use. The truest, most like pop-in highlight on me is gonna have to be something pretty close to a white or a very pale gold. But I like building up with shades that complement the blush I have on, and then going in with just like a pop of white, and sometimes I'll mix it with this pink, just right on the like tippy top part that I really want to catch the light, like ooh, right there. That's where I'll put the white. Same goes for my inner corner highlight. Like, I can do a little bit of color with that, but I have to put down a white base first. Otherwise, it just doesn't pop. Same goes for like my nose and my Cupid's bow. If I put this color on there, it would look weird. It wouldn't look like a highlight because it's technically darker than my natural skin tone. I can only get away with the champagne when it's going on top of a bronzer or a blush because it makes it look like that's glowing. Any place on my face that's like actually the color of my skin, or even more so if it's slightly lighter and it's a spot that I've like contoured with concealer, if you're fair, like your highlight has to be white or super duper close to white, otherwise it's gonna look not like it's supposed to look. I'm just going down the bridge of the nose. And you know what's funny? Like, I'm an oily girl, but even when my skin gets oily, my nose looks better and less grease-based when it does have highlight on it. Because it's like the highlighter doesn't fall off and it tells you like where to look the most. And it makes it look like the rest of the oil isn't as distracting. Grab on, I'm actually going to mix the white and the champagne. Ta-da! When I'm doing like a go-to everyday look, I'm not doing a ton with my brows. I'm pretty much using my NYX tinted brow gel. This is the shade Black Noir. As you can see, this is not black. It's like a cool tone dark brown. So I use this to brush up, fill in. If my sisters that aren't twins are looking more like cousins on a given day, then I will go in with the Ulta Brow Expert Powder. I get why people are willing to drop like big bucks on brow products. If you're gonna spend a lot of money on anything in makeup and skincare realm, like I get it if you're somebody whose brows need a lot of that kind of attention, because it is not a good look if like one of your brows just is like falling off during the day. I just personally don't have brows that require that much. This is my Clarins Mascara. Cleaning this up just with a dry spoolie, scraping off any of the spots. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. This is my like favorite touch for my summer makeup. I love this pop of white in the waterline and in my inner corner. It really gives that like wide open, fresh-faced eye look. Now the last thing I'm going to do is stick my ring finger into this white highlighter shade and a little bit of the pink. And I put this highlight shade on top of the white base that I laid down with the jumbo pencil. This like really makes the shimmer pop and prevents it from getting like lost and like blended into the rest of my eye makeup. I also like to bring it up into the inner corner. It makes it look a little more natural. And finally, I'm going to be going in with my Karity lip lock. This is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks. It is in the shade Tamar. I just like love the way that this looks. I love the formula. It is not uncomfortable when it comes off, but it stays on for a long time. I'm going to finish off this look using my NYX Matte Finishing Spray. No worries on my oily skin. It's not going to really be matte. Alright, there you have it. This is my everyday go-to look for summer. The majority of the products I used in this video were either drugstore or very inexpensive. 3 high-end items I used were my Becca Backlight Priming Filter, my Tarte Shape Tape, and my Urban Decay All-Nighter Foundation. But they're all under $50 and could easily be swapped out for like, well, you could skip Becca altogether. Urban Decay, I feel like a good dupe for this is Wet n Wild Photo Finish. Tarte Shape Tape, there's like a million great concealers that you could use instead of this. So overall, this is a pretty inexpensive everyday look. I highly recommend all the products I use. Check out BH Cosmetics. Definitely look at this Physicians Formula Blush Duo. And if you haven't already checked out Ipsy, you should give them a look. I really like the service. You spend $10 a month and you get 5 beauty products that are new. Some of them are full size, some of them are sample size. And then once you do it, you get cash back on all the beauty purchases that you make through the Ipsy website. If you like what you see in this video, you should hit that thumbs up button or leave me a comment down below. If you don't like what you saw, I would love for you to leave me a comment about that too, because I'm new and I'm learning. That's a review of the Anastasia Beverly. Okay, so next I'm going in with my Too Faced